Howdy, and welcome back to the Road to the Great Canadian Open Winter 2026. My name is Clarence, and this is my video series as you follow me as I paint up my Brotherhood Without Banners army 1 hour a day, 1 day at a time. The point of this series is to help you inspire you to paint your army. Yes, you watching this series, are you painting your minis? So the idea is just to try and find time. You can't get an army done in a day, in a week, in a month, but you need to work at it. You need to chip, chug, as I say. And I'm just trying to show you, my videos aren't very long. I don't do a lot. Sometimes it's reapplying white, but if you do something every day, you'll make progress. So it's my preacher rant out of the way. I think that if we all paint our armies, the whole point is to have beautiful armies that more people play, more eyeballs get on the game, and that'd be a great thing. So, rant done. Let's take a look at the next step. So this is our next unit. We're going to be painting up the Golden Company crossbows, and as a palette cleanser afterwards, we're going to paint up Angui. This unit is for my barrack list. It's the last unit I have to paint for my barrack list, and with barrack, who has Sentinel, this unit has Sentinel. I'll have double Sentinel running around, which is pretty cool. Angui actually goes in the Brotherhood Archers, and Hot Pie, I've already painted, goes in this unit. I only have one of these units, and I normally paint them in a neutral scheme that I can use in all my summer-based armies, but I'm going to sacrifice them and Slapchop them up to match my Brotherhood, because right now I'm really into my Brotherhood, so a sacrifice for the Lord of Light. Alright folks, so next step is to prime them all black, do the touch-ups, and then dust them with the Wraithbone White. The Wraithbone spray, I should say, and then dry brush them white. I've done these steps many times now. You can go back to the beginning of the series to see those steps. So next time you see me, they'll be all ready to rock and roll for the contrast paint. So priming starts now. 1 hour work starts now. Here we go. 45 minutes later, we are back. So they are ready to go for some paint. So just to recap the steps real quick, about 5 minutes to prime in black. Let them dry, and then 20 minutes or so to apply watered down black paint into all the cracks and crevices. There's quite a bit. Went outside after that dried to spray them for 5 minutes with the Wraithbone spray with the Zenithal. Let that dry, and then about 15 minutes to dry brush them all white from all angles. So now that all those steps are done and prepped, they're ready for the contrast paints. So we've got about 15 minutes left. It's not a lot of time. I think I'm going to take the Snakebite Leather and do all their boots and call it a day. So see you soon in 15 minutes. 25 minutes later, we are done for the day. So I spent the time just putting Snakebite Leather over their boots. And I had to be pretty careful because they're kind of a mishmash of design, it feels like. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I used all that time. I actually went 10 minutes overboard as a result, but I feel better about spending all the time than going under time. I also note that I got Ravella ready as well, and the reason why is once this unit is done, my barrack side will be completely done, so I thought it should be an extra kind of little reward for getting one of my 2 lists finished. Anyway folks, that's it for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. Let me know what you're working on. How's your progress coming along? Hopefully you've been inspired, and please share the video with anyone who you think would be inspired by a painting series like this. Keep the faith, folks. Keep the faith, folks. See you next time. Bye-bye.
And we are back at X Planet Games versus Dan the Man, Canadian National Champion, but he's running something a little different today. Instead of squids, we've got stags. We're playing Feast for Crows, and over here we've got Andrew Estermont in Halberdiers, gives him Insight and True Conviction. We've got Axel Florent in Kingsmen, gives him Intimate Presence and something else.
Vicious, highest die value, and ones are bad.
Okay, got it. And then we've got a Fortune Seeker, yes?
No.
Dragonstone Noble. Dragonstone Noble in Flayedmen. And then in outflank, we've got Commander Davos with Brian Ferry.
Yep.
And Lightbringers. And then on my NC-wise, we've got Patchface, Alistair Florent, and we've got Shira Errol. And then for the Brotherhood, I'm actually trying out my barrack list. With double shooting, I may gain a range advantage against his list, so we'll see how this goes. I've got Sword Knights with the Fortune Seeker. I've got the Golden Company Crossmen with Hot Pie. I've got Barrack in the Kingsmen, and I've got the Brotherhood Archers with Angui. My NCUs are the Huge. We've got Ravella, Thoros, and Varys. So terrain-wise, I put down a palisade. So Dan started with a stake in the flank here. This is for Davos's unit because he's got Pathfinder. I put a stake. He countered with a weirwood over here, and I put another weirwood here. The idea being, I like it when one side is clearly better than the other, so that the decision for first turn or side actually matters. So off to the end of round one. See you soon. End of round one. What happened? The Lightbringers decided to outflank on their side, and pretty much he's circling to guard this objective. I'm circling to guard this objective. Everything's kind of pushing forward towards the middle here. After Barrick marched up, I realized that if he marched up, he could easily shoot Barrick, so I just put all 3 units in front. So he's got to make some choices. This unit is 10.5 from here. I just want to make sure that if he shoots any of these things, I have the option to get into those guys. That's pretty much it. So on to the end of round 2. Here we go. End of round 2, the score is 1-1 as we each held 1 point. It's a pretty interesting round, so I led the round with Forgotten Fellowship to march Barrick into a more threatening position. And he responded by doing a lot of shooting. So he took Peter onto the Crown. Crown is really strong for him. Dan's got a really cool combo here where this unit, as long as he controls Crown, rerolls their saves of 4 up and cannot spend vulnerable tokens. That's pretty strong. Through Peter or through Alistair, you can definitely have the Crown most of the time. So he shot into Barrick, and he shot into Barrick twice, did 9 wounds, but through a combination of the bag, regroup and reform, a Revella token, I've only suffered 2 wounds overall, which is pretty good. He's also passed a couple of morale tests to heal some extra wounds as well. After that, it was just a game of cat and mouse. Weird stuff that kind of happened on my side is I pushed these guys hard in. I didn't want to go the long way around. So I pushed him hard in a spot where at the time he could not charge me. In fact, I don't know if he can still charge me. So we'll find out. And then at the end of the round, they had an option to do a 4+ charge into Barrick. He didn't like the odds, went behind here. That gave me a 4+ charge onto Davos, which I also which I failed. But now we're here. So again, here's the position, folks, on the table. 1-1 into round 3. Here we go. End of round 3. It's still 1-1. So I'm an idiot, and I just keep forgetting that he's got Sentinel there. So I charged in. He very cleverly controlled the Crown with Peter, so they were really hard to kill. He also called out Knights of Hollow Hill. I didn't have it, so 0 for 2 for patch face. To make a long story short, this charge kind of bounced. He sentineled in, hit me really hard twice. I stayed alive through a combination of Revella token, Thoros, passed a couple panics here and there, I guess, roughly randomly, right? Yeah. I never got a bag, and I never got tokens off the bag. But at the end of the round, I had 10 guys. He swung with Ars the Fury, and he killed 4. And then I crit failed the panic test, and he got fealty. If I'd passed, it's a big deal because I healed 2. But unfortunately, I did not pass. Over here, they moved, and then I hit them with some crossbows. They failed the panic test. And then I moved off my objective to support shooting. So we both scored 0 on objectives here. They were positioned in a way where they couldn't get charged from the front. They were still in my front, the Kingsmen. He parlayed these units, they did nothing. So it's not looking good now, because now he's opening, and I'm down to my last 3 wounds. But let's see where it goes. 1-1. All right, end of round 4. The score is now 2-2. Barrick has been taking a beating. He's used up both to the last tokens, unfortunately. But he's still kicking, still alive. He parlayed to keep him in place. It was just a really hard decision as what to do here. I eventually was able to get my knights around to hopefully swing around. I do lead. I've got no cards in hand. I'm praying for a regroup and reform for another 4-wound heal. Yeah, so Halberdiers are holding the objective here. Kingsmen are coming around to my flank, which is terrible. It's all looking bad, folks, but we'll see what we can do. Turn 5 coming up. End of round 5. I cannot believe the Kingsmen survived. So Dan went for a sword attack to try and finish off the last 4 guys. Didn't roll so good.
No, you had Azor High and survived.
And because I had Azor High, I survived the attack. And then I healed 2 more for passing morale. No, I led the round. I led the round by charging into your flank with the Sword Knights, trying to remove a ranking heal. I bounced. You then took the sword, failed to kill Barrick. Barrick took the horse, retreated that way. So he somehow is surviving. I used a Varus token to heal up 2 more wounds, and then Thoros to heal 2 more wounds. So now we're at the end of 5. It is 3-3. He knows I have the Forgotten Fellowship to march down that way. I had exposed it because I thought I could maybe retreat him out of combat. Turns out he was impossible to retreat out, even on a roll of a 6. So it's a very tense game. We'll see if he's able to scramble a point. I think I played like a baboon, so I'm happy with the draw. But we'll see how that goes. Round 6, here we go. End of round 6, the Lightning Lord survives! So I've used Forgotten Fellowship to march into the corner like a coward. I mean, like a tactical genius. And then Dan took the horse to push towards Barrick. And then...
No, push towards the horses.
Oh, push towards the Knights. The Knights then went around to avoid getting shot and charged by his flayed men. The key was he charged in. There is actually a chance, even though they were full health, with a vulnerable token and a panic token, with crit blow, they can actually one-shot that unit on paper. Dan didn't roll so good, they survived. I had sudden retreat as well to back up, which made sure I could not get charged. And then, yeah, we just kind of sat back. I tried to go for a cheeky shot here for the last play shot, but that was out of range. So after all that, it is a 4-4 draw. Honestly, I'm happy. Dan's upset at me, by the way, but I'm happy with the draw because honestly, I should have lost Barrick. I feel like so many times, and it was my fault. I knew he had Sentinel. He told me very clearly he was a Dragonstone Noble. I knew he had Sentinel. I fell for the trap. I got hammered, and I guess it's just a token to the healing of the Brotherhood deck that they were able to hold out and stay alive. If I remembered he had Sentinel, I don't know how the game would have played out. It would have been very draw-ish also. I feel like we would have formed a battle line across this diagonal here, taken some random shots, and not done much. But I think Dan would probably go for the kill, because he doesn't want to play for a draw. He's very mad at me. Anyway, thank you for watching, folks, and see you next time. Bye-bye.